This is a T-Sauce instrumental.
Yo, what up? It's Fro Thizzle in the building. Ha. Let's light one up. Tony, what up? What up? We in the building, right? We're gonna do it like this. Tony's talk, listen up to Tony talk. Tony's talk, listen up to Tony talk. Crack a brew, pull a chair, light it up. Tony's talk, listen up to Tony talk. Salcedo, he be the Mexicano. The boss in the building believe that he be El Macho. Interview in the making, the voice of the people. Try to shut the show down, your attempts be feeble. Follow the leader, acknowledge the one with the mic. We can even bring the ladies in and party all night. Pull up a chair, take a seat, broadcast on. Cool as can be when we blast raw rap songs. Roll up a bleezy, how we make it seem so easy. Throw up the PC, West Coast, oh so steez. No joke, in the breeze, palm trees, Venice Beach, OC. Listen up to Tony talk when he speak. He got your favorite guest, your favorite rapper. He got all of your favorites, your favorite actor. Tony on the talk, Tony Montana. Keep your ears open cause Tony got the answers. Tony's talk, listen up to Tony talk. Tony's talk, listen up to Tony talk. Crack a brew, pull a chair, light it up. Tony's talk, listen up to Tony talk.
You're listening to Tony's Talk Showcase.
Hey, what up, Slack Cartel? Take a listen, look. I just felt like had to get some shit up off my chest, right? It's Mike, you know. Still the flyest one, you know. Take a listen, look. Baby, we be on it. I'm going through a lot. I'm growing through a lot right here. And you know the streets be calling. I'm steady trying to find my motor, trying to make it reappear. Baby, we be on it. I'm going through a lot. I'm growing through a lot right here. And you know the streets be calling. I'm steady trying to find my motor, trying to make it reappear. This fanny buddy who came in me though down to keep that thing moving. Shit is spraying like a fountain. Went from sitting in the trap, kinda playing the moving ounces. This money at this iTunes shit, we bout it. That slap Cartel, y'all know it very well. Shit, I'm praying to the Lord every day, cause ain't no hell. Too many of my people locked down up in themselves. I gotta keep the faith, cause I don't know nothing else. And dog, you told me way back up in the day that you would never do some shit to take your soul away. Now the person that you are right now ain't the same. And shit, all I blame is that methamphetamine. This life shit serious to me, it ain't no game. I tell my 4 kids daily, knock this shit up out the frame. This road gon' try and test you, don't let it get the best of you. You gotta apply pressure till there ain't no nothing left of you. Baby, we be on it. I'm going through a lot, I'm growing through a lot right here. And you know the streets be calling. I'm steady trying to find my motor, trying to make it reappear. Baby, we be on it. I'm going through a lot, I'm growing through a lot right here. And you know the streets be calling. I'm steady trying to find my motor, trying to make it reappear. Look, and y'all already know what I'm about. Y'all can hear it in the music, I done do it for the clout. Ever since they put me on, they ain't never put me out. Demonstrate they need to win, they can never count me out. I'm riding for my dogs, they the only ones I trust. I cut a couple off, but it's still all love. I got problems, I got issues, you can never take them with you. First they love you, then they leave you, then they tell you that they miss you. Been plotting against me, I can see it. Gotta keep my circle small, even though I won't believe it. The realest on my team, and even though they never see it. Crap, loved ones out the pick, and I just call out how I see it. And look, and now I'm still doing my thing, trying to do it for my kids, fuck the diamond rings. Because my equity is built up in this family thing. I gotta do it for them all, shit, I never gonna change. Like, baby, we be on it. I'm going through a lot, I'm growing through a lot right here. And you know the streets be calling. I'm steady trying to find my motor, trying to make it reappear. Baby, we be on it. I'm going through a lot, I'm growing through a lot right here. And you know the streets be calling. I'm steady trying to find my motor, trying to make it reappear.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys for checking out this interview podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm here with none other than Mike Uno, the Flyest one, you know.
What up,
and the homie Snap Cartel. How you guys doing?
What's up? Good, man. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Just kicking back, enjoying this beautiful Thursday. You know what I mean?
Man, the weather's beautiful out here, dog.
You in the LA area, Tony?
Riverside.
Okay, yeah, I'm right here in Bakersfield, so we're not too far.
No,
Bakersfield, okay. Okay, that's badass, man. That's cool. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, man, and what you do, Snap Cartel?
Yeah, man. These days, I mainly focus on the producing and shit, but started out rapping. I still do that, but yeah, I've been making music pretty much my whole life, playing different instruments and stuff like that, and yeah, man.
Okay, that's badass, man. So you've been around for a while. Oh, that's one of the first questions is, what first got you into music?
And my pops, he would buy like every type of CD, like everything from some Ice-T shit to 50 Cent to fucking some rock type shit. So just all different genres. So growing up, I played like drums and guitar, but I always was rapping. Like I'm talking since like I was 5 years old.
Right.
Like just grew up. I had an older cousin that raised me on like Aftermath shit, like Dr. Dre and Eminem and all that shit. So
hell yeah.
I just always was listening to that, and then I always wanted to produce. I got Fruity Loops for the first time when I was in like the 3rd grade. Started fucking around with that, and
oh shit.
It's always been what I wanted to do. But I never really started taking producing seriously until a couple years ago. So now I feel like that's kind of my bread and butter.
Yeah,
now.
I feel like that's the youngest age I've heard somebody say that they started making beats was like the 3rd grade, to be honest with you.
yeah, for real.
It's crazy though. Yeah, it's crazy though. Go ahead. No, it's crazy because back then, like, I was just fucking around with it a little bit, and I had bought like a couple turntables on eBay because I always thought that shit was cool to scratch and all that shit. But
hell yeah.
I wish I would have stayed consistent with it because who knows where I would have been. But years later, when I got into high school and I was just wanting to rap and shit, I never was taking producing seriously. So I wasn't really making beats like for real till I was fucking 28.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't say that I've been doing it for that long because shit. I mean, that's just like my first introduction to it, you know.
No, I'm the same way. Yeah, I feel it. I'm the same exact way. I started in like I remember I was like a fucking sophomore, like a junior in high school. I remember, and I fucking was consistent with the shit. And then my whole laptop crashed on me, bro. So I didn't have a laptop till I fucking graduated from high school, fucking college, got a job and was able to buy equipment again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I started again. I mean, I was lucky, I had the homies that had it, so I'd make beats with them and shit, but it just wasn't the same,
No, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man, because you've been around it the whole time, you know what I mean? So it was always been in you, it just took some time to finally come out, the production side. You were already doing the music side, you know what I mean? And that's pretty badass. You say you play some instruments. What instruments did you play?
Yeah, I started playing the drums. I got my first drum set when I was in the 4th grade, and then after that, I played like the guitar and bass. I actually was in a couple bands and shit when I was like junior high and just a freshman in high school. I didn't do it anywhere after that, but I was in some punk bands and shit, and we used to actually play some shows on Bakersfield, like little ass kids and shit, bro. Like it's crazy looking back on that. Like it's crazy because we were little kids, man, but we were out there really trying to do this shit. And like I'm honestly, man, I'm happy I did all that, man, because it just, nowadays when I go to little like local shows like I just did this weekend and shit, it just reminds me like, damn, like I've already been here and done this shit, bro. Just a different genre, but it's all in the end, it's all kind of the same shit,
Right.
It's the music culture.
Yeah, exactly, man.
So tell us a little bit about how you got into music. I know you play some instruments. I know you were some punk bands. You were doing it for a while, and then now recently, a few years back, you started producing, right?
Yeah. So trying to think, like 6 years ago or so, I started working in the weed industry. Like I've been hustling and shit for half my life, but legally I got into the weed industry, like doing the cannabis events, and I was working on a weed farm out in Oakland.
Right.
And so, like every weekend, we would travel up and down, like over by like where Mike Uno used to live at and shit in San Bernardino. Like we did a few events out there, and like fucking Victorville, that whole area out there, and like
Toronto and shit out.
Yeah, like up in Frisco and just all over. And yeah, and so at the cannabis events, I met a bunch of artists like fucking the Loonies, Baby Bash, fucking just a ton of people, man. A ton of people that I look up to, that I listened to for a long ass time. And so I built connections through that. And then I was living with somebody at the time, my roommate. I grew up with him, and he's been producing shit for a long ass time, but he didn't really have a direction at the time. Anyways, I just kind of threw the alley-oop for him, and we tapped in with them and started producing for the Loonies, Yuck Mouth and Cuzzo Fly and shit. And we started making some shit for them, and then yeah, I got tapped in with a few other artists like Drew Down and stuff. Just like I said, like a lot of West Coast legends that I grew up listening to and stuff like that. So
hell yeah.
At the time, I still was only rapping and stuff, but then after a while, my boy kept telling me like, man, because I would sit there and like I would co-produce shit with him, and I would sit there behind him and be like, do this and that, and he would just tell me like, man, you got to get your own shit because you got a vision, man. Just do it on your own. But to be honest, at that point, like I just didn't want to do it. I don't know. It just, from fucking with it when I was young, it looked too tedious for me. But
right, I feel it.
I feel it, man.
But once I finally
once you found your groove, shit was slapping.
Once I finally really started doing it, I was like, okay, like I found like it's my passion now. Like that's. Like I said, I still love rapping, but that's just what I love that shit now, bro. Right. Like I look forward to doing that shit every day now.
No, for sure. They say fucking going from where you are, if you really want to do something, you practice that shit. 21 days makes or breaks a habit. After that habit, you fucking perfect that shit. And shit, man, after like a good fucking 6 months to a year, it's just really who you fucking are as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that's the beauty about this shit. You know what I mean?
It's true, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, when you listen to the same thing, whatever you do, I mean, I'm sure it's the same for you, Tony, with the podcasting. Like, when you listen to your first shit, like, whatever you do in the very beginning, it's like you cringe at that shit because you're like, oh, man, like, everybody, no matter what you do, you come such a long ways after a while. Like, you finally start to figure your groove out and shit. And like, that's how I was with producing and rapping. Like, I listened to old shit and I'm like, oh God, like what the fuck was that? But that's part of the growth, everybody has to go through that shit.
100%.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. It's true. It's true. Like we all got like, it's crazy. Or passion, we have different passions throughout our life, you know what I mean? And it's awesome that when you get to perfect it, you get to master it, you know what I mean? And like you said, like the podcast, like I started doing the podcast 3 years ago, and I was a whole different person back then, bro. Like, not to be like a whole different person, but just like the habits I had and the mindset I had was a whole different thing. And then going through the phases, going to making the podcast what it is today, it helped me improve as a person and helped me put more effort into it as well. You know what I mean?
Nah, hell yeah, man. Like, just being persistent and shit, like that shit. Yeah, man, it teaches you like life lessons in a way, like just how to stay with something, you know what I mean? Like that was exactly for me. Like I felt like I always throughout life I was always okay at certain things, but I was never great at anything. But when I like really started to take this seriously, I'm like, I'm gonna work as hard as I can on this. Like this is what I'm gonna focus on from now on. Like,
exactly. No, I feel you, man.
My bad, Joe. I don't know what the fuck happened.
You're good, Hey, we're figuring this shit out together, bro. We're gonna get through this shit, man.
yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, but that's awesome, though, bro. You know, that's true. You know, it's all about growing and learning and getting better at our craft, getting better at what we love to do, and
yeah, man, you gotta go through
just having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Man. Yeah, it's a learning process, no matter what you're doing. You know, like. My son is all into hooping, so now like he's learning the same thing with basketball. Some days he's stressed out, some days he's having fun with it. That's how I am. Like some days it comes to me with the producing stuff. Some days I'm like, man, this is ass. Like what am I doing? Like that's just natural, you know.
No, 100%.
Exactly.
It's never easy.
And if you had to describe your music that you create, man, your beats or your rap or whatever you do, how would you describe it?
I would say like mainly like if I had to say like one little phrase for it all, I would just say West Coast, man. Like I grew up on West Coast stuff. Like I got nothing but love for like Jay-Z and Nas and stuff like that, but that's just not what I grew up on. Like I listened to a lot of that stuff later, but like for me it's just like old school West Coast stuff, like for everywhere from LA to the Bay. That's what I grew up on. So it's like to this day, that's what I listen to. So for me, it's just like in some ways I try to stay up with the times and stuff, but at the same time, just trying to be this West Coast, just like everything from like G-Funk to just like hard bass stuff, just like, but I also like to make stuff smooth. So I don't know, man. It's like, a lot of like I hear a lot of like there's a lot of Snoop stuff that I like from back in the day that's like that, just like that song Stacey Adams, just like smooth. Yeah, it's just like it's
crazy on that one.
Yeah, man, it's like it's hard as hell, but it's also smooth. That's my thing. Like I feel like I like to make stuff that slaps, obviously, but I like just smooth stuff that's like borderline R&B. Like I like melodic stuff, you know. I like to incorporate instruments and shit into it. So,
and that all has to do with growing up on the West Coast. You know what I mean? Like we get to hear all different types of music, different vibes. Like we grew up with the funk, we grew up with the hip hop, we grew up with the oldies.
Right.
We grew up with alternative rock, with rock, you know, stuff like that. So
100%, man. I don't know, bro. I would say, bro, I love being from Cali, bro. Like, you know, I talked to a lot of boys from like New York and. You know, I talked to a lot of homeboys like from like the South and shit, and you know, we chop it up and always, you know, kind of get to network and just learn about, you know, each other's backgrounds and shit. But I'm like, man, you know what? Like, I just love being from Cali, bro. Like, I'm blessed. You know, my mom and dad, you know, had me in Cali. I'm blessed that God let me be born and be from Cali, bro. It's just like, just a whole different vibe, man. Definitely proud to be from here. You know what I mean?
On everything, bro. That's real shit. Yeah. No, that's real, man.
I like if I was born somewhere else, like I would still want to be in Cali. You know what I mean?
They all want to be. They all want to be here. That's why they all copy this shit.
Right. Yeah. And it ain't no disrespect to, you know, any other, you know, coast, because I fuck with, you know, like I said, I fuck with New York. I fuck with, you know, homies from the South.
I would love to go to New York. You know?
Yeah, real spill. Yeah, I'm supposed to chop you. Pull up real soon and shit. Supposed to go see some people out there.
I've been out there twice, man. It ain't all that, but it's cool, bro.
Yeah,
like I got love, like you said, bro. I got love for that shit. To be honest, I got more love for the South. Like when it comes to rap,
right?
Like I love Southern rap. Like
me
fucking
too.
UGK, RP, Pimp C, fucking all that shit, bro. Fucking.
100%. I like the way they do their not their crunk shit. The crunk shit's cool too, but just like their swang and shit, like that shit, like that wood grain dipping, fucking, you know, that fucking
still tipping on fofos,
shit like that. Pimp C, like you said, fucking UGK,
UGK, man.
Bun B, fucking all that.
Bun B, I love Bun B, bro.
Yeah, man.
And just think about like they were always tapped in with the Bay, like they do so much stuff with E40 and stuff, and like,
you know,
I mean.
The Bay is, you know, it's fucking has a great sound, bro. So I understand why people, you know, fuck with it and, you know, try to copy and mimic it. You know what I mean? Like it's a real great sound, and again, it's Cali, so it makes it even better. You know what I mean? That's Cali still, and this is a whole different sound. You know what I mean? Compared to the LA or the, you know, Southern Cal area too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like, LA is like part of the foundation. So it's like when you go back, but like me growing up, like, everybody knew about NWA and Dr. Dre and all that shit. But like, but just for me, like when I was in like junior high and stuff, like that's when I really started to get into Mac Dre and E40 and stuff. And like back then, like out here, if you go to a party and stuff, like they're always playing that stuff. Like that's really all you would hear. But at the same time, like on the mainstream,
My bad, Joe.
Nah, you're good, man. Like I said, we're figuring this shit out together, bro.
Yeah. I fucking hit my Siri button by accident. That bitch fucking. I was sitting here talking. I felt like a ghost. You're like, oh, Mike left the chat. No, I'm right here. Like, oh, where Mike? No, I'm right here.
You're like, they ain't even feeling what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, I think I cut off right when we were talking about fucking how, a lot of, and I wouldn't even just say LA rappers or LA producers, but, a lot of fucking Cali fucking, rappers and producers now, man, a lot of them sound like fucking the Bay. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but like I was just telling Tony, man, like growing up, like, like I said, like from a little ass kid, man, like before, like younger than my son, bro, like all I listened to was like NWA and all that shit, like all that old West Coast shit, Ice Cube, all that stuff, and it's like Dr. Dre and obviously they're both from NWA, but I mean, just that whole area, that whole era. But like it wasn't until like junior high that I really started to get into like E40 and Mac Dre and stuff like that. And like when we go to parties, that's really all you would hear. But at the same time, in the mainstream, I feel like that shit never really. I mean, E40 had some big songs and stuff, but for the main part, it was more niche. Like you wouldn't hear it as much. So it's like, oh no, for me, like to this day, Mac Dre is my favorite rapper. Tupac is my number 2, and Mac Dre is my number 1. Like I love Mac Dre, bro. And it's like nowadays it's crazy. Like obviously, I'm a Laker fan and shit, but like when I'm watching these Laker Warriors series and shit, like I respect the fuck out of like the shit that they play, bro. Like they play all this Mr. Fab and D-Lo and Andre Nicotina and shit. I think that shit's dope as fuck because they didn't used to do that, bro. They did not used to do that, and it's like
all the mainstream shit.
Yeah, and I think about like earlier, like I'm watching the Denver and Phoenix series and shit, man. They don't got no motherfucking music scene in Denver or Phoenix. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like nobody came out of Denver or Phoenix, so it's
right. They don't barely tapping in now with Arizona shit, barely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they don't got no fucking legendary
artists and shit.
Yeah, so for me, it's like when I say everybody's buying the Bay, like obviously now it's like when you listen to LA shit, it really is. It's like Bay shit, but it doesn't really matter because LA, they stand on their own just like with what they've already contributed to music. Because for me, it's like obviously hip hop originated in New York and the Bronx and shit, but like after that, like to me, it's like the West Coast took it to the next level. Like for me, it's that the West Coast. I mean, we had. Come on, man. Like, everybody, like, Ice-T, fucking, like, that's, like, my dad's favorite rapper to this day. Like, Ice-T was hard as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ice-T was fucking, man, like, because I just love the West Coast history and West Coast, come up in general, bro. And, like, Ice-T, bro, was, back then, dog, he was that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I was that motherfucker. What was this shit? Fucking 6 a.m, police at my door. Bro, like, that's fly shit right there, dog. Anytime I wear a fucking pair of Adidas, bro, and like black fucking Levi's and a white shirt, bro, I just feel like Ice-T, bro. You know what I mean? Like, give me a Raider hat and it's a rap. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, bro.
And that's the fit right there. You know what I mean? But, I'm telling you, I'm feeling like Ice-T with that shit. Fucking 6 a.m, police at my door. Fresh. Much love to Ice-T, man. Fucking hell,
bro. When I was like, some of my earliest memories, bro, like me and my pops, we would always go to record stores and shit. We would always try to buy albums, man. I miss those days.
Oh man,
but, like,
it was such a different vibe. Record store back then.
100%. And one album he was always trying to find was Cop Killer. He was always trying to find that shit, and that shit is like
when he was a collector's item now.
Yeah, because that's when he was in that band Body Count. He was on his punk shit, but it was like that shit was crazy because when you listen to that stuff, it was like I mean, nowadays it ain't as crazy because people are talking reckless as hell. But back then, that was like, fuck, that was some crazy shit to be saying in the late '80s, early '90s.
Back then, all the fucking, uppity up folk. Oh my god, why would he say something like that?
Yeah,
because the motherfucking cops out here killing people, and it's not just blacks, it's Mexicans, it's whites. They out here fucking getting away with it too. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
It's because he was expressing what he was living, and before music would just be about, it was something else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, for real, bro. That's 100%. That passion, man. That's what I love about that shit. Like, I can't even vibe with a lot of this new stuff, bro. Like, I feel like I'm stuck in the past, man, with a lot of stuff. Like,
no, 100%. I feel that. Wholeheartedly.
No, I feel you. Like, I hear that a lot. Like people saying they can't vibe with the new stuff, but man, you just gotta be able to hear it, bro. Because there's a lot there's a lot of stuff out there right now.
You're right.
Amazing. They're just,
I'll keep it a buck. Some shit. I'm like, you know what I mean. But like, I'll keep it a buck. Like my ear now, like back in the day, like my playlist ear was, it was, stuck on, a lot of just the old shit, and just that sound. But fucking with different people, tapping in with different people, different genres, different fucking, different music and shit on fucking Spotify and Apple and shit. There's some dope shit out there for sure. I feel like that has brought my horizons.
No, you got
you're right. Game's where it's at right now. The independent game has the greatest artists, bro. Like the mainstream is just all about popularity and other shit. You know what I mean? It's not even about the music no more.
The mainstream is it's always gonna be that, bro. There's always gonna be I gotta have this fucking you know what I'll do the perfect example, bro. How it's always been, and I feel like Wu-Tang, bro, really. Not just NWA, but Wu-Tang also really set the bar, bro, because they use these labels, bro, to build what they have now. What they did in a way is, because these motherfuckers wanted the radio records. They wanted, them records, but you had a couple cats in Wu-Tang going against the grain, like, nah, fuck that. We ain't doing no radio records. You know what I mean? This is hip hop. You know what I mean? And they kept the hip hop. They stood fucking, to the gutter to the grain, fucking Raekwon, fucking, Ghostface, fucking, they didn't have too many of those fucking radio records, bro. And long story.
No, you're right.
They used those labels, you know what I mean, to get where they needed to be. And look at them now, bro. They don't need no motherfucking label. They do it the motherfucking sales, and they put out whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? And it's been like that for shit the last 20 years now,
No, you're right, bro. I saw Wu-Tang live the first time when I was 14, bro.
That's fucking dope.
Out there in San Bernardino at the I think it's that where that big ass field where it's I've seen a bunch of bands there since then, bro. But
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
But
right after 15 Freeway, Tony's talking those words too.
Yeah. So at that time, that to this day, it was like. Shit, top 3 best concerts I ever been to. It was Wu-Tang Clan, Rage Against the Machine, Public Enemy, Cypress Hill, Slick Rick, bro. It was crazy, man.
Everybody tapped in there.
Me, my sister, my homie, and my cousin went, and I remember my sister tried to back out of it a couple days before, and I was like, hell no, we gotta go to this shit, because my older sister, so I needed her to take us, and I was like, we gotta go to this shit, we're gonna regret it if we don't, and I'm so glad we went to that shit, bro. It was crazy as hell.
Epic right there.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
How would you describe your creative process, man, when you go to make a beat or write a song or record a song?
I mean, mainly, like, to be honest, like, I use this VST, it's called Scalar. That's mainly the first thing I go to because it has a bunch of different chords on it. So, like, I don't know. A lot of stuff they don't really use chords, but like not a lot of stuff, but some of like the bass stuff and like a lot of this LA stuff, like I don't know if you're talking about like Blueface and stuff like that. They don't really use it, but like I like the more like kind of soulful stuff like that. So it's like for me, it's like I don't necessarily like have something in mind. I just usually go in there and like start looking for some chords and then. Like, I don't know, like I just start listening to a couple chords and then put them together, and then from there, I usually just kind of build off of that. So like, I don't know, man, maybe I could be doing it differently where I go into it with a vision, but I just kind of like to just kind of freeball and be like, I'm going to flow. Yeah, exactly, because sometimes it's like, I don't know. I might be doing some like Larry June type stuff. Like I don't know, but it just
you ever get those times where like you have like a melody or have like a sound stuck in your head and shit, and like you gotta like just get it out and create it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, bro, I feel like I wish. So back in the day, before I was really taking this seriously, I used to have like 1,000,001 ideas in my head. Like I need to get back to that, bro. To be honest, because like. I feel like now my creative process has kind of changed up a little bit to where now that I'm actually doing it, it's saying I just kind of let it go with the flow. But at the same time, man, I've been listening to a lot of like old school Messy Mark. I really try not to reference shit. I like to just do shit just naturally, but at the same time, I also just like to listen to a lot of the stuff that got me into this in the first place, and try to like take that flavor and you know try to put my own emphasis on it and just kind of run with it a little bit. But like you were saying earlier, like with funk and stuff, like funk and oldies, like that's like one of my main influences is like Earth, Wind and Fire and the Shy Lights and shit like that. Like I love taking old funk songs like that, like just listening to just a lot of just really old shit like that. Like
right. I love shit like that, bro. Especially when it has like that new school fucking, you know, like the current, you know, modern twang on it. You know what I mean? I think that shit's dope.
Yeah, 100%. And when I was saying that I don't really, like, when I'm stuck in the past, like, I do listen to a lot of new shit. Like, I love what a lot of new people are doing. Like, I love Larry June. I love Mozzie. I love a lot of these new artists, bro. Like, there's a lot of people killing this shit out here. Like you said, Tony, you just got to dig for it, you know? You got to read between the lines and find it. So I'm definitely just not only in the past, but, like, I'll be honest, when I'm driving in the car, a lot of the old stuff that I put on, or a lot of the stuff I put on it is a little bit older, but I do try to listen to a lot of new stuff too, man, because there really is. There's a lot of great shit out here, man. It's not just all bullshit.
Like, yeah, a lot of times I'll be scrolling through, like, you know, Instagram, fucking mostly Instagram and shit, and I'll just hear some fucking bangers, bro. I'm just like, damn, you know what? That's how me and Slap Cartel met, bro. It's funny because, you know, I fuck with, you know, I met Slap Cartel through the homie Dirty Low. And, you know, we just tapped in and shit, you know, right after, and just, you know, got to know each other on a, you know, personal level and shit. But I remember going through, you know, his catalog on you know, on Slap Cartel's IG and shit. And I was just like, damn, this motherfucker got bangers. You know what I mean? I was like, shit. Like, fuck, I'm trying to fucking tap in with homeboy. And, you know, it took a minute. We got to know each other. I like to get to know people on a personal level, bro. That's just how I do music. You know, exactly. As just, you know, how I do things. I mean, it's different if, you know, I'm getting paid for a feature and shit, or, you know, someone wants me on the record, then like, oh, I'll pay you, or, you know, yada, yada, yada. And even then, I still gotta fuck with you. But me and Slap Cartel just really, you know, on a personal level, clicked real good. And fucking, like I said, man, I heard his shit. Man, it just fucking, it's crazy, bro. I feel like it on this most recent album we did, this cost of living shit, and just this new shit that we got going, bro. Like, he just brings out like a dope, different, you know, side of Mike Uno, man. So, you know, I fucking, I feel like it's like, you know, anyway, where I was getting at is that's how I found him was Instagram, bro. And it's there's a lot of dope underground motherfuckers on there, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, you know, I feel you. It's true, man, and you know it's pretty awesome. I know you guys have that track. The one track I can recall right now is "Streets Be Calling." I know that's a Slap Cartel beat, and Mike Bruno on the track. Can you tell a little bit about that track and how it came together?
Yeah, so like he was saying, like we met through, like I met Dirty Low just through Instagram, and then he liked one of these beats I did, so he used it, and then he put Mike Uno on it, and then there was a couple artists on it too, but Mike Uno was the one that tapped in with me, and just like he was saying, like I listened to his stuff, and I was like, man, this dude is hard as hell, and I could tell we were on the same page. So we started talking to each other pretty often, and you know, just from then he wanted another beat, like he heard another one that he liked, and then like we started going from there. And like you said, we're doing this EP now and stuff, and it's like we're on the same page, where it's rare when you meet somebody that's like just you ain't even gotta really like talk it out, like you got it, like it's just linked up, like
100%, bro.
Know exactly. You already know what the hell is about to go down, so
100%, yeah, bro.
that's the beauty of music, man. I love that shit, bro. Like,
and it's crazy because anytime I rap on a fucking Stop Cartel beat, bro, like I already know that shit's gonna be a fucking banger, bro. Like it just fucking comes together real nice. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good flow, good chemistry on the beat and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Good chemistry, good fucking body of work every time, bro. Like the shit just sounds fucking, man, bro. Like I'm telling you, crazy, bro. Even my mixing, bro. Like the mixing just comes together so perfect. Like, you know, I'll go and I'll mix the record and shit, and I'm just like, damn, this shit just came together so fucking nice. You know what I mean? Like the way he does this, you know, he keeps the shit, and you know, it just comes out real nice, bro. So yeah, anytime, and it's cool, dog. Like you know, me, I'm the kind of person, dog. Like, you know, I don't, you know, necessarily do things. Of course, I mean, you know, of course I do it for the money, bro. I'm not going to do it for free. You know what I mean? If I'm rapping with, you know, one of the homies, we're getting paid. You know what I mean? We're putting the EP out, we're getting paid. But, you know, like where I'm getting at is I put the shit out because I love it. I don't put shit out that, you know, well, people are going to fuck with this. If they fuck with it, cool. They fuck with it. If not, hey, I'm doing this for me. But I know motherfuckers like me are going to relate to the shit and fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, the shit that, you know, me and Slap Cartel be putting out, bro, just be coming out so naturally like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit. Like, we did this last record, man, called Rewind, and I'm gonna drop it as a single in the summer. You've heard that one, actually, Tony's Talk. Fucking, I'm gonna shoot
Rewind.
It to you. I'm gonna shoot it to you.
That
that way you can put it, you know, on the podcast and play it on the podcast and shit. Fucking that record right there, man, came together so fucking nice, bro. Like he, you know, Slap Cartel shot me the joint. Shit, bro, I must have had that record back in like a day or two, bro. Like ready to go, and then, you know, fucking Slap Cartel was like, damn.
Nah, this one's quick. He's quick with it, and a lot of the stuff that he does, like on that Cost of Living EP, like when I'm listening to that, like a lot of that shit motivates me too, because a lot of the other songs he did on it, like with other producers and shit, like they're hard as hell. Like he's working with some other producers that are hard as hell, and I love listening to other beats because it's just like,
yeah, I'm the same way. I feel like you gather influence. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man.
You gather knowledge and just, you know, networking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, for real. It's always, it's just all it's all just a circle. You know, it all comes back. Like I love that, man. It's all. Yeah, it's perfect.
The community, yeah, exactly. No, I say, man, it's badass. You know, that's awesome that you guys are able to working on that EP. Can't wait to hear it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be awesome. You know, I can already imagine it. And you know, freaking a lot of artists you mentioned earlier that you had to work with. Can you tell me, like, who would you like the most to collaborate with right now? If you could collaborate with anybody out there right now?
Man, I would love to get on it with Larry June. Like, I love what Larry June's doing, bro. Like, savage, man. Yeah, he's hard as shit, and
yeah, Larry June stays in his own lane too. That's why I fuck with him so heavy.
Yeah, he just smooth. Like, I love what he's doing with the Alchemist, because the Alchemist is one of my all-time favorite producers, just because he does a lot of stuff with like the East Coast rappers, like
Mob
the whole Griselda stuff, like
that shit too.
Conway the Machine and Benny the Butcher.
The dope fucking rappers, bro, and puts them together on hard shit.
Yeah, like Freddie Gibbs, man. Like Freddie Gibbs has been one of my favorite rappers for years, bro. Like when I lived out in Frisco, when I was 20, I went and saw Freddie Gibbs. This was back when Freddie Gibbs wasn't even, like, he was popping at the time, but he was nowhere near what he is now. And I went and saw him out in Oakland, and I actually met him back then. And I love Freddie Gibbs, man. And he just put out some stuff with Alchemist a couple years ago, and like, I just love.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what album you're talking about.
Yeah, and he just, man, the Alchemist. It's a little bit different than what I do, because it's like, it's very sample heavy. It's closer to like the boom bap stuff, but I love it, bro. Like I love it because it brings out.
The Alchemist is a good producer.
Yeah, boom bap.
Yeah, he's hard.
His own shit. My favorite beat from the Alchemist is that one with I think it's Nina Sky and Mobb Deep.
Okay.
I don't know if I heard that one. I gotta check that one out.
Yeah, it's fucking Nina Sky, Mobb Deep, fucking. I know which one. I'll shoot it to you afterwards, bro. Fucking, I know it when I send it to you. Like, oh yeah, I know which one this is.
Yeah, I probably, I'm not sure, but maybe I have heard it. But yeah, I love Alchemist, bro. He's been doing this shit for forever, man.
Yeah,
like
really.
You know, he said he used to do with Action Bronson back in the day. Just like he kills it, bro.
Oh yeah. He fucks so many cats, bro. He's actually real. he's actually real involved, like, you know, out in the LA scene and shit. So he'd be fucking just, you know, fucking with a gang of fucking dope alley rappers and shit. Every time I hear him, like, man, he'd be finding everybody. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because back then, back years ago, when LimeWire and FrostWire was out, I was downloading instrumentals, bro. And I found this little mixtape of instrumentals, and it was The Alchemist, bro.
Oh, that's
fucking
sick.
Banging ass track. They're all, it's like a bunch of sample heavy, like you said, like a sample heavy, but it was just fucking, it's amazing, bro. It's badass beats. But
Oh yeah.
what's one of your favorite songs that you created so far, or beat or song, whatever you want to say?
Man, I'm trying to think. Man, I mean, I love that one that me and Mike Uno did. I love that one on that Cost of Living. That shit's hard as shit.
I love
But the streets be calling. But also that one that he just said that he did, the newer one, the Rewind. That one's hard too. But to be honest, like we got one on this new EP that I'm really like. It's one that I did it like 6 months ago, and it's not even out yet, like I said. But like I don't know, man. Like this, we've been talking over the phone about it, and that's
the one we were fucking with yesterday and shit. Yeah, man, that motherfucker right there, bro's gonna be gas.
yeah, it's gonna be hard, man. So I just those are a few. I mean, before I was really doing it on my own, I co-produced something for Cuzzo and Mr. Fab a few years back called damn, what's that shit called? I just totally forgot what it's called. Dance a Little Different. And and then Fabo from D4L got on the remix and stuff, and
Trip Out.
Yeah, hella random, but it's it's just funny how it came about, because we were making the beat for my boy C-Note out here in Bakersfield, and then like the next day Cuzzo rolled through the house, and he was like, nah, I need that shit. And like, actually Too Short was supposed to hop on this shit, and then he didn't come through, so Mr. Fab ended up, because Mr. Fab is Cuzzo's cousin. So he ended up hopping on this shit, and that was big, because like I said, like I grew up listening to Mr. Fab. Like I remember in junior high, we listened to that shit all that, like Ghost Ride the Whip and all that stuff. Like we just listened to that left and right.
Then, bro. I mean, he's still that guy, but back then he was that guy, you know?
Yeah, nah, he was huge back then, bro.
Yeah, my homeboy down here in LA and shit, when I was in school, he used to sell mixtapes and shit. He always had that new Mr. Fab shit. It was like a new mixtape every week and shit. I was like, damn.
Yeah, Mr. Fab is hard, bro. He's hard as hell.
For sure. That's a legend right there.
Yeah, man. That's badass. You know, there's a lot. That's the beauty about the music, man. You get to relate. You get to hear so much different types of it. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of great artists out there, man. Like you guys yourselves right here. You know what I mean? And what would you say is one of the most spontaneous things you've done, either in life or in the music? Whatever you would like to share.
Man, the most spontaneous thing. Trying to think, bro. Shit, well, I'm thinking, what's the most spontaneous thing you did, Mike Uno?
Oh, man. Most spontaneous. Music or live?
Yeah.
Music or live? Man, that is a fucking good one. You know what? Most spontaneous thing I've ever done. I know I got some dope fucking shit. You know what? Music-wise, all right. Music-wise, literally, bro, I was just like at the house one day, bro. Like it was probably around this time, you know what I mean? Fucking I remember the homie had hit me up, like, hey bro, like, I'm gonna go to the studio, fucking pull up, whatever, usual rapper shit. All right, cool, dog. Fuck it, I'll get it in, you know what I mean? Fucking boom. Fucking go, we hit the studio out in the valley and shit. Fucking and we just fucking, pull up, fucking, we're smoking, doing our thing and shit. And a long story short, man, that just being that spontaneous shit you know, that I did, you know, I ended up meeting fucking like producers that fuck with the game, producers that fuck with, you know, Snoop, fucking producers that fuck with, you know, fucking just a gang of people, right? I'm like, damn, I wasn't expecting this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was not expecting to just build a solid network of, you know, fucking people. And I got a gang of motherfuckers on my Instagram, you know, that I met that night, you know, shout out to all my peoples and shit. Fucking, and yeah, man, that shit was fucking, you know, she was cool as fuck. Because like I said, it was that little spontaneous, fuck it, I'm gonna just get up and go, you know, let the whole fucking connection process and shit. So for
you could have been like, nah, I'm gonna knock out, I'm just gonna kick back.
No, real spill. And you know, life-wise, man, I think the most fucking spontaneous thing I've fucking ever done is fucking just I used to not be I used to be a homebody, bro. Like I used to just like want to chill at home, and I still do. Don't get me wrong, I still do.
Exactly.
Want to chill at home, you know, fucking after, you know, fucking working so hard all week. Fucking, I'm gonna just chill at home. I ain't gonna do shit, you know. And one day, man, fucking I ended up fucking just fucking getting this travel bug, bro. I fucking, you know, I started taking trips to San Diego. You know, I started taking trips to Hawaii spontaneously and shit. And now, bro, shit, man, like there's times now I'm just like, fuck, I'm gonna just get up and go. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be in LA right now. Like I want to be by the beach. You know what I mean? And, you know, I just fucking get up and go and dip. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's the beauty of life, man. Is I you know, getting out and actually, you know, when they say, you know, you get out, you know where they say you have to get out and live. I believe it 100% now, bro. You gotta get out and live, man, for real.
You can't be in the show. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, man. So fucking, it's real, man. And I used to be a big homebody, bro. My idea of living it up, bro, was like, you know, fucking taking a 3-4 day weekend, just barbecuing at the house every fucking day, you know, drinking, smoking, fucking. I don't do that no more, bro. Like, I mean, it's cool, you know, to celebrate something, but now, shit, man, I'm fucking trying to get out and live, man. Hit the gym, you know, fucking enjoy life, you know.
We're like the opposite, bro. I mean, to be honest, though, I mean, I'm trying, like, that's why I'm gonna tap in with you this summer.
Yeah, we getting tapped in, hell yeah.
Because back then, I fucking, bro, like, all my teens and shit, like, I was crazy, bro. That's why it's hard for me to pin down one spontaneous thing, bro. Like, we were just always, I don't know, Bakersfield is some maniac city, bro. Like, we were always doing something wild as shit. Like, we would drive down to Santa Barbara every weekend, bro, just to hustle and shit. And there's this little town called Isla Vista. It's a little college party town, and I used to bring some powder out there and make a bunch of money on a weekend and just go crazy, bro. Like, I don't know, just wild shit. Like,
right.
That's crazy, bro.
It's crazy. Like, we would. I mean, it's honestly, I get the chills a lot of time when I think about it, man, because we put ourselves in so many stupid ass situations, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man,
so many times where we could have lost our lives and shit, and just stupid shit.
I be telling my kids, just telling people, man, back in the day, you know, my mom and dad wasn't watching us. Jesus was watching us. You know what I mean?
Man, it's crazy. Somebody must have been looking out.
Understand on me, bro, because there's many times, dog, like not even knowing either, bro. Like, because I always grew up street smart, so of course I'm going into every situation, you know, like, damn, like, okay, watch out for, you know, whatever you're gonna watch out for. But a lot of times, bro, like, you don't know. Like, one time we were kids and shit. I think I was probably like 17, 18. And fucking, we were just, you know, doing youngster shit, bro, is me. We were probably like, you know, I don't even know anymore, bro. 4 or 5, 6 people deep and shit, you know, with my homies back then. And we used to just mob around, hit the movies, hit the mall, you know, fucking, the homies were slanging weed and shit. You know, I was slanging back in a little bit too. So, you know, I always had a little bit of money in my pocket and shit, you know what I mean? And we fucking, we were at the mall one day, bro, just, you know, fucking, and one of the homeboys, man, just got into some shit, you know, with these dudes, and it was just, you know, some fucking crazy life or death shit, bro, because we were ready to scrap and they were ready to shoot, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like, you know, you never really fucking know. And now that I'm older, you know, I don't kick it with, you know, people now that are just so, I'm gonna just fight everybody. I'm gonna just fight everybody. Like me, bro. Like, you know, I'm all about, you know, I'm gonna thug it out for my family, but I'm not just out there looking for fights to eat. Not that I ever was, But I'm out there looking for fights and shit, and it's crazy, man. Like, cause like for real, like we were in the movies, bro, and we didn't even know the motherfuckers were sitting in back of us, bro. They could have blew our noodles in a motherfucking popcorn. You know what I mean?
Crazy,
and like I said, man, it's just that God had his, God had his hand around us, bro, because it was, some crazy situations and shit, and I ended up having kids young and shit. And I was blessed because you know how it is. You have your kids young. They keep you.
How old were you when you had your first kid?
Shit. I was fucking 18 years old when I had my first kid, bro. Yeah, I was 18 years old, and I had my son at 18, and then I had my daughter. I was about 21, 22 and shit. So I had kids young. You know what I mean? And,
that changes a lot right there.
It does.
Yeah, it's changing your perspective on life big time.
The beautiful thing about it, I always say, is because I had, like I said, I had my kids young, right? I had my kids young. I was 18. When I had my son, it was 09, and so I just turned 18 like in October, and he was born like a few months later in April. You know what I mean? So he was born. Where I'm trying to get at though is it was hard for a bit. It was definitely hard when I had my son. I was, just graduated high school, just finished college. I'm over here, trying to apply, the degree and shit that I got, working minimum wage jobs for a little while, until I want to say right before my daughter was born, I ended up getting a way better job. You know what? I mean, I was still making money. Don't get me wrong. I ended up selling cars and I was doing my thing, but it got slow for a little while. And, I ended up getting this cool little job, and sticking with it. And where I'm getting at is it was hard for a bit. You struggle for a long time, but now I got 2 more kids, right? And the crazy thing about it is when I had my 2, I wasn't struggling how I was struggling before. You know what I mean? So I've literally seen both sides of having the kids when you're struggling and having the kids when you're not struggling. Don't get me wrong, it's hard either way. You know what I'm saying? But seeing both sides of that, I'm happy that I did see that, because it's like I want to tell my kids, I want to tell, just people to think about having kids, like, hey, you know what? Make sure you live life first. Make sure you do you for you first, because once you have your kids, man, like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'm selfish. Like, my kids are in the house chilling, they're fed, posted up, they're watching Coco Melon. You know what? I'm gonna go walk outside real quick, leave the screen open so I can see them. I'm gonna go smoke real quick. You know what I mean? But my kids are cool. They're safe. They're cool. They're right there. I'm fucking 2-3 feet away from them. I know what they're doing. And that's me getting my selfish time. When you got kids, you can't have that selfish time all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. Like even with this music, like me and Slap Cartel, we talk about it all the time. Like, man, bro, my bad. I just haven't been able to get to it. Like, this and this and that. I got the kids, and then I went to the gym. It's like, fuck, am I gonna go to the gym or am I gonna do the music? Fuck, like I just had to go to the gym real quick. And then by the time you know it, it's this time that we're out right now, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night and shit. We got work again in the morning. Ain't no music, but that's just the, that's how it is. That's just how it is, man. And that's why I fuck with, the circle of people I fuck with, and, it's a real small circle, you know what I'm saying? But I fuck with the motherfuckers that understand that and get that and, put their family first, because,
people don't realize the struggle, they don't realize what you go through. They just see, they just see the music video, they just hear the track, Exactly. But if they're really listening, they can hear the struggle in the track as well, you know what I mean? So
100%, man. That's what I say. Like, I feel like I lived 3 lives already by 30, bro. Like that's what when you said this shit about spontaneous, like my whole life was spontaneous, bro. Like we used to just we live like monsters out here, bro. Like we talk about like from 7.
Yo. I think he cut out.
Can you hear me?
Yo, I can hear you,
my bad, man. My shit locked up again. My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You know what?
Yeah, I was always saying, like, when I was 17 years old, like, I was just I was a fucking idiot, dude. Like, I had no fear, no fucking conscience, none of that. And really, I'd say from like 17 to 21, man, like, when I got to like around 19, that was when finally my parents were like, you got to get the fuck up out of here. Like, that's when I moved to Frisco, because things were going so bad for me out here. Like, I don't know, man. It was crazy. Like, it was damn near every weekend I was getting into some shit. And it's crazy because I was working at an elementary school at the time, and I felt like I was living two lives because I would be working at elementary school and literally on my lunch break going to sell some powder to somebody on my lunch break, and then go back and deal with some fucking third graders and shit. And I'm like getting called Mr. Jeff and stuff, and I'm like, God damn, like I felt guilty about this shit. But like I just like there's so many times, man, like I got cocky, bro. Like I was the one white boy that all my homies were black and shit, and that automatically puts a target on you because when anybody would catch me, like it would be a rare instance where they see me by myself. Motherfuckers would just try to get at me, bro. Like, just like I don't know what it was. Like a lot of it had to do with they thought I was cockier than what I was, man. Like this, because I'm not gonna lie, I was flamboyant, bro. I had 2 chains on. I used to wear baggy ass clothes and shit like that. I don't know, bro. Like I was moving differently, man, and there was one.
You were going through the phases.
I was just about to say, bro. You're going through what we all went through, man. Shit.
I was going through it, but it was always natural, bro. I was never trying to be something that I wasn't, bro. But I got packed out a couple of times, bro. Like I got jumped like a motherfucker a couple of times. I got pistol whipped. I got beat the fuck up by a whole party. Woke up the next day looking like a fucking monster, like whole face swollen and shit, jaw fucked up, like. So many things, man, and just like looking back, I'm just like, man, I'm fucking blessed to make it through. But even when my son was born, like a lot of people say, like, oh, the second your kid's born, you change. And like for me, it was like I was 22 when my kid was born, so I was a little bit older. But at the same time, like I remember, like my son's mom she went to Minnesota for like a week when not too long. He was only a couple months old. And this dude had set up my homie and stole some lean off of him. And I always sold that shit. I never was a big drinker of that shit. But I called my mom and I dropped my son off and I said I had to do something. And I went and dropped him off and I went and robbed this dude for 30 ounces of this shit. And when I came back, she was like, I had a pill problem at the time. And she was like, I know you were going to buy some pills, and my dumb ass, because I really wasn't going to do that, but my dumb ass thought it would be smarter to be like, nah, I wasn't doing that. I was going to rob somebody. And like, in hindsight, like that was the dumbest fucking shit I could ever say, because like, my mom was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how are you moving out here right now? Like, what the fuck are you thinking? And just like, looking back on it now that my kid's older and shit, I'm just like, that's why I'm raising my son square, bro. Like, I'm not having none of that shit, bro. Like, you keep your ass playing basketball, keep your head in these books, man. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you live and you learn, bro. You went through the phases, you live and you learn. You know, you're at where you're at now. You know what I mean? So that's crazy, man. It's a crazy experience. It's a crazy ride. You know what I mean? It's luckily we're able to survive it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, I was saying the same shit about my kids, bro. I tell them all the time. You know, you're lucky that you didn't, don't get me wrong, I wasn't the hardest motherfucker in here by any means necessary, but the shit that I had to do, go through the shit that I had to deal with and the situations I put myself in, I never want them to ever have to be like, oh yeah, this and that. That's why I be laughing at these motherfuckers that, say, oh, well, you ain't from the street, you ain't from this, you ain't from that, or this and this and this and that. Motherfucker, like you're mad because somebody's mom and dad love them, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like you're mad that I don't want my son and daughter to be from the streets. That's what you're mad about. You know what I mean? That's what you're mad about. And you motherfucker, think about how ignorant you fucking sound. Just because you and your family are stuck in that generation, and you can sit there and say, oh, well, we gangbang for this. That's cool. Like, hey, dog, like, I used to gangbang. I used to do a lot of that shit. I used to do, I used to, think I was, whatever I was. And, I still got family that's in it. It's just something I'm guilty by affiliation. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But, by no motherfucking means are my kids going to be from there. You know what I'm saying? And, that's just the way it is, man. I lost too many homies to the shit, bro. And, I lost some people I'm never gonna get back, and I don't ever want to lose a kid to that shit. You know what I mean?
I heard someone say something about like these people are trying to be in the streets, but we're trying to get out of the streets.
Exactly,
100%, bro.
100%, bro. And I was going to say, a lot of the real motherfuckers I know started doing what they did to get out of doing what they did, and some of them did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, I feel you.
Yeah, man. I got 5 uncles. 4 of them are dope fiends, bro. I grew up around just examples of what not to do, and
Right.
it's fucked up. Like here in Bakersfield, like growing up, so many of my friends from elementary school and shit are either dead or in prison, and it's just like it's fucked up.
It's a fucked up thing about this. It's a fucked up thing about the system, bro. It's a system designed that way, you know. Like it's just the way the world is. You know what I mean? It's designed like that, especially in the neighborhoods, certain neighborhoods. You know what I mean? It's like it's a crazy thing.
Spill. No, real spill. And people, you know, say, "Oh, it's a stigma. It's this." Say, "No, motherfucker, stigma is the way it is." Homie. You know what I mean? Like it's the way it fucking, you know, it's just the way the world's set up to make sure that, you know, ain't nobody coming up. You know, and I'm one of the lucky ones, bro. Like, you know, every day I wake up, you know, thankful for God, you know, that I was able to, you know, make it out. And by no means, bro, did I grow up, you know, struggling that bad. You know, I got, you know, my mom and dad took care of me. You know, I had both parents and shit. You know, my pops, you know, he did, you know, he's so dope, you know, when I was fucking younger and shit. And, you know, he got locked up for a bit. But, you know, mom's made, you know, sure that when my pops was gone, she held it down. You know what I mean? I had 4 siblings. You know, I'm sorry, I was the oldest of 4 siblings is what I'm trying to say. And, you know, I fucking did, you know, what I had to do. You know what I mean? Being the oldest fucking, you know, the oldest out the bunch of shit. But, you know, fucking, like I said, they know my mom and dad did what it did, man. And I'm doing the same for my kids now. You know, I don't ever want them to, you know, feel like, you know, oh, well, you know, dad this from the streets. Because I be telling them, like, hey, you know, I did some stupid shit. You know, I did some shit that, you know, I shouldn't have did. But, you know, just because I did that don't mean you got to do it. You know what I mean? And, oh, but you rap about it. I rap about it because it's what I went through, and I'm rapping about it to help my people get out of it. You know what I mean? And,
yes, sir. Exactly.
That's the way it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true, man. We're gonna end up with that right there. I appreciate both of you, Stop Cartel and Mike Guno, for coming on the show tonight. I appreciate you guys. Definitely. You guys have any last words? You guys have any last words for anyone listening out there?
Hey, man, thank you for having me, Tony and Mike Uno. You already know, bro.
Yes,
it's
sir.
It's all love, man. But, yeah, man, just like I said, stay tuned to this new EP that me and Mike Uno got dropping soon. And
hard shit.
A lot more shit on the way, man.
Some Beta LA type shit, man. I'm real excited for this shit, man. Fucking definitely, man. Fucking thank you, Tony, for having us, man. Shout out to everybody out there. Keep doing what it do, man. Keep fucking, you know, just keep with it, man. Keep whatever you want to do. Fucking apply your dreams to that shit, man. And make sure that, you know, your blessings come tenfold, man. And keep God in there. And that's all I can say, man. Fucking, I appreciate you, Tony Sock. It's always a pleasure, bro. You know, let me know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I got some shit in store for you, man. Shit, man, I think we should end this with that Rewind track. You know, this is Rewind, produced by Slap Cartel. You know, featuring Mike Uno, man. This is coming out of the summer. You got to hear it first here exclusively on Tony's Talk, man. Let's get it.
All right, for sure. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night.
You too.
Appreciate you, dog.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.
Oh yeah, your boy Yickety checking in. Yo. What you get with online platforms, an online platform, an online radio, a podcast, a showcase with independent music. Tony's Talk Showcase. Show some love. Y'all, send in your music at Tony's Talk Showcase at gmail.com. Get with your boy. Let him know that Yicky D sent you. Let's go. Yicky D.
What up, Slack Cartel? Hey, man. I just feel like every time we get together, it's always something special. Look, I sit back and I let my seat recline, and it's a vibe that make you want to press rewind. And shit, we live, I'm doing this every time. Only do it for the love, so I elevate every time. Like, I sit back and I let my seat recline, and it's a vibe that make you want to press rewind. And shit, we live, I'm doing this every time. Only do it for the love, so I elevate every time. In this life, I had to meditate on it. Took a couple chances, but I took the lead on it. Struggled a couple years, but I planted the seed on it. I reap on what I sow, cause I'm better my dreams on it. There's been way too many times when it rained and it was pouring. Walking this road lonely and I can't see where I'm going. I'm looking for my peoples, they were gone before you know it. Sometimes this life will take a little time for your opponent. And shit I've been knowing. For this life you pay a price for the story you've been told. I'm training in the field, trying to get my skills honed. Plotting the scheme of trying to find where I'm going. Look, ain't no need to worry. We ain't in a hurry. Before you see the vision, it's gonna be a little blurry. I picture everything that my mind done show me. Watch out for the end credits at the end of every story. I sit back and I let my sheet recline. And it's a vibe to make you wanna press rewind. And shit, we live, I'm doing this every time. Only do it for the love, so I elevate every timeline. I sit back and I let my sheet recline. And it's a vibe to make you wanna press rewind. And shit, we live, I'm doing this every time. Only do it for the love, so I elevate every time. Sometimes I take some pressure off the shit I've been applying. And when I close my eyes, I can picture myself flying. A bird's eye view with the quest that I've been trying. I take a look back at the reason I've been fighting. And it's a good feeling when you're closest to the ending. Trying to match your energies and the time that you've been spending. Accomplishing your goals is the closest feeling to heaven. Or when you on a coast and you seeing the sun setting. And it's a cold world, ain't no reason for pretending. You gotta push forward, don't start at the beginning. Every opportunity you ever given is a lesson. So treat it as a gift and you can treat it as a blessing. I always keep the faith in the divine intervention. Will never take for granted all the losses and the lessons. Decisions that are making me from being apprehensive. I'm trying to find my way around the offense and the defense. I sit back and I let my sheet recline. And it's a vibe to make you wanna press rewind. And shit, we live, I'm doing this every time. Only do it for the love, so I elevate every timeline. I sit back and I let my sheet recline. And it's a vibe to make you wanna press rewind. And shit, we live, I'm doing this every time. Only do it for the love, so I elevate every timeline.
J.G.
Hey, what up, though? You're tuned in to Tony's Talk, the Flyest podcast on the West Coast, homeboy. California. Hey, what up, Tony? Shit, I'm ready, dog. Bang me in. It's still back to the money, no stopping. About to call my G's, we about to get it poppin'. Spit that real shit to keep your whole head knocking. CBC told me I got that shit to keep it poppin'. Tony on the phone, that's if I'm with it or I'm not. Pull and roll a couple bunches, about to be a nada. Walk up in the party like the hardest in the room. Walk up in the party with a bad bitch or two. Step up in the corner, shit, homie, what it do? It's holla at your guale and my G cartoon. Told me beast it would be about to get him too. Pass me a couple shots so we can walk it all through shit. Tony's Talk, homie, from 21 to 22. We lifted and gifted cause we the highest in the room. We about to get into it, baby, bring your friends too. Put the panties to the side, I'm about to get tuned. Ayy, so y'all be trying me. Shit, baby, let me know. Cause yo, bitch, she be eyeing me. And I'm about to take her home. So y'all be trying me. Shit, baby, let me know. Cause yo, bitch, she be eyeing me. And I'm about to take her home. I done told y'all, this is Tony's Talk. It's your boy Mike, you know, the Flyest one, you know. Thanks for tuning in. We gon' see you next week. And the week after that. And the week after that. Hey.
Thank you for tuning in to Tony's Talk, one of the Flyest podcasts on the west side. Home of the West Coast Wednesdays. New artists, upcoming artists. Make sure to submit your music to Tony's Talk, cause we're really out here trying to support local artists. And if you ain't down for the cause, get lost. West